Another day, another group of idiots have shown themselves to the world. We got another follow-up to the Van Gogh story from a week ago. Basically, if you're not up to date, these two climate activists walked into an art gallery and threw tomato soup at Vincent van Gogh's famous painting, Sunflowers. Now, apparently the reason they did this was to solve climate change, or at least raise awareness for it.
What is worth more? Art or life? Are you more concerned about the protection of a painting or the protection of our planet and people? Can't even afford to heat a tin of soup.
But the thing is, nobody really understood how wasting food or soiling a famous painting had anything to do with climate change at all. But since then, we had some good news. These activists got themselves arrested and even responded to the whole situation, which I covered in another video.
I recognise that it looks like a slightly ridiculous action. What we're doing is getting the conversation going so we can ask the questions that matter.
We also covered some people wasting milk in supermarket stores to raise awareness for, I don't know, veganism or something. But sadly, it doesn't stop there. This seems to be a worldwide phenomenon because the previous cases were in the UK. Today's incident is in Potsdam, Germany. Breaking news, eco-activists have thrown mashed potatoes at, I'm gonna butcher this, but Claude Monet's Les Mules painting before gluing themselves to the floor.
Hallo. Worauf Sie kommen?
Menschen hungern. Menschen frieren. Menschen sterben.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm having a serious case of deja vu here. Apparently, these idiots are just all around the world. They're from the same group, the Just Stop Oil or whatever. But before we hear the entire speech, let's just talk about the first thing. The very first thing that comes out of her mouth is, people are starving. People are starving. And your first thought is to throw mashed potatoes at a painting. Now, I don't know if I'm getting this wrong, but mashed potatoes is a goddamn food, isn't it? Look, I'm just trying to think, like, surely you want to stand by your message a little bit, right? Have some ground to what you're actually saying. If you're saying people are starving, you shouldn't be wasting goddamn food. This just pisses me off, dude. Like, I get it, you're super obsessed about climate change and how the world's gonna end and the oil crisis and the food crisis, but how do you expect anyone to support you when you're just out here wasting food? Anyways, let's just get a little backstory to what painting they were actually targeting, because you would think it had some sort of, you know, significance, right? Why this painting in particular? Why not just hold a demonstration outside some, I don't know, giant oil plant or something? Well, the painter they were targeting is Oscar Claude Monet, who was a French painter and a founder of Impressionist painting. He's seen as a key precursor to modernism, especially in his attempts to paint nature as he perceived it. So another person who's revolutionized the art genre. Claude achieved fame for being the initiator, leader, and unswerving advocate of his Impressionist style. Now, I didn't actually know this, but he actually made the painting The Water Lilies, which I've definitely heard of. Now, the painting in question, I think, is part of a series called Haystacks, which is the Mules. It's a series of 15 paintings where he presents the haystacks in different times of the day, as well as in different seasons.
Menschen hungern. Menschen frieren. Menschen sterben. Wir sind in einer Klimakatastrophe. Und alles, wovor ihr Angst habt, sind Tomatensuppe oder Kartoffelbrei in einem Gemälde.
Okay, so you can tell from her speech that she's aware of the other girl throwing tomato soup on the Van Gogh painting, obviously because it seems like they're part of the same organization, despite being in different parts of the world and speaking different languages. So it's clear that people are being inspired by one another to, I don't know, soil paintings and attempt to get their message across, but again, they're just getting arrested, and it's really funny. Also, gotta clarify, we're not actually afraid of the tomato soup. That would be a dumb thing to be afraid of. We're afraid of the actual lunatics violating the law. And there's other people literally, like, blocking roads, you know, making sure that, I don't know, cars can't just, I don't know, somebody wants to get to their hospital to visit their dying wife. Nope, we're blocking the road for ya. There's so many instances of these climate activists, it hurts to even call them that because that's not what they're doing. Because of their actions, they pretty much paint all activists as complete lunatics when that's not the case at all. Some people just want genuine change in the world and for people to be conscious of our environment and things like that. But people like these who blatantly just waste food and then in the same breath preach about starving families, it's just disgusting.
Wisst ihr, wovor ich Angst habe? Davor, dass die Wissenschaft sagt,
here's a question. If we don't have food in 2050, maybe those mashed potatoes would come in handy, don't you think, idiot? Dude, the hypocrisy meter is off the charts. It is actually in the sky. It's up there with Elon Musk on Mars, bro. I don't know how you get to this point where you're so delusional that you're willing to get arrested to make some sort of a point, which is completely hypocritical in the first place. Also, just saying, I'm not going to speak on the aspect of are we actually going to run out of food in 2050 or whatever, because obviously I don't know the science behind it. I don't know what studies they're actually referring to. It may be the case, it may not be the case. If there are numerous studies backing this, I hope the world government gets into gear or whatever the hell, but yeah, this is just not a good way to raise awareness about it.
Unsere Familien nicht werden ernähren können. Braucht es Kartoffelbrei auf einem Gemälde, damit ihr zuhört? Dieses Gemälde wird nichts mehr wert sein, wenn wir uns Essen streiten müssen.
Okay, so now you start to realize that the reason they target these paintings is because people put so much value on them and they feel it might be a little bit ridiculous. Now, while I do agree that some of like modern art paintings, which is just like some squiggly lines or NFTs, are pretty much just ridiculous and shouldn't be worth like hundreds of millions of dollars, the paintings you're targeting specifically revolutionized the art world, and they literally gave passion and purpose to millions of people and probably even lifted some of them out of depression. These works of art genuinely help people, and that's why we honor them. At least most of them. That's why we put them up in art galleries, because they influence and shape society in some way. Now, here's a revolutionary thought that you may not have thought of, right? Food can be valuable, paintings can be valuable, and the environment can be valuable all at the same time. We don't actually have to pick and choose. Because why? Because that's stupid.
Wann ist der Punkt erreicht, an den ihr hinhört? Wann ist der Punkt erreicht, an den ihr hinhört und nicht einfach so weitermachen?
Yeah, guys, stop it. You there. You're going to work to provide for your wife and family? No. Stop it, and go throw mashed potatoes on paintings like the rest of us. I just love Security's reaction. He's just like, hey, back up. It's one of these nut jobs again. God damn it. I don't get paid enough, man. I'm quitting tomorrow. Now, believe it or not, the director of Barberini Museum actually responded and said, while I understand the activists' urgent concern in the face of the climate catastrophe, I'm shocked by the means by which they are trying to lend weight to their demands. Basically saying, wow, these people are stupid as hell. Get the hell out of my museum. Jesus Christ. You're lucky I didn't sue you for $200 million. God damn. In conclusion, don't be an idiot, bro. Stop.